Good evening. Big night here in Salt Lake City as Vice President Mike Pence and Senator Kamala Harris meet on the stage in their only scheduled debate.
The debate had some fiery moments, but analysts are already saying it was a much more civil debate than last week's presidential debate. The University of Utah tonight even lighting up their Block U on the mountain, representing a victory. Our new specialists are covering every aspect of the debate and what Utahns are saying about it.
We begin with Mike Hedrick, who is live at the U right now. Mike?
Yeah, Dave, some fiery moments here at the University of Utah, both on the stage and off of the stage, including a few lighter moments as well involving a common housefly that made its way to the stage and taking over social media in the process. We'll get to that in a moment, but really what everyone was here to see was to see the current Vice President and Senator Kamala Harris both going after it tonight, and they did. They went after it early, and they went after it often. Let's go down to political specialist Ladd Egan. He's live for us outside Kingsbury Hall this evening. Ladd, what were some of the highlights, the big takeaways from tonight?
Well, Mike, I think one of the big takeaways is that this debate was different. It was expected that it would be more civil, and it was. Almost seemed like presidential politics during normal times, except for that plexiglass divider between the candidates, reminding us that we're experiencing a crisis with the pandemic. You know, it did seem like they went back to that civil discourse, but that doesn't mean that there were not some very sharp exchanges.
Susan, this is important.
Susan,
I want to add, Mr. Vice President, I'm speaking.
I have to
I'm
weigh
speaking.
In. Even gave a non-answer.
Trying to answer you
the
now.
American people deserve a straight answer. And if you haven't figured it out.
Right at the start, the pandemic was front and center, our nation's death toll and the government response dominating the first part of the debate. Also a question about taking the vaccine when it's ready.
If the public health professionals, if Dr. Fauci, if the doctors tell us that we should take it, I'll be the first in line to take it. Absolutely. But if Donald Trump tells us that we should take it, I'm not taking it.
The fact that you continue to undermine public confidence in a vaccine, if the vaccine emerges during the Trump administration, I think is unconscionable. And Senator, I just ask you, stop playing politics with people's lives.
Senator Harris said the American people have witnessed the presidential failure, the largest in the history of our country. Pence responded that from the very first day, President Trump has put the health of our nation first. The Supreme Court also a point of contention in the upcoming confirmation hearings for nominee Amy Coney Barrett.
And our hope is, in the hearing next week, unlike Justice Kavanaugh received with treatment from you and others, we hope she gets a fair hearing. And we particularly hope that we don't see the kind of attacks on her Christian faith that we saw before.
Joe Biden and I are both people of faith, and it's insulting to suggest that we would knock anyone for their faith. And in fact, Joe, if elected, will be only the second practicing Catholic as President of the United States.
Other topics included the economy, environment, and America's relationship with countries around the world, especially China. Well, the final question of the night, and we can say it was the best question because it came from an 8th grader. Her name is Brecklin Brown from Springville Junior High. She asked the candidates, if our leaders can't get along, how can the rest of us get along? That prompted some very personal responses from the candidates. They also congratulated her on being a part of the process and for asking that question. So, Mike, a great way to end the debate, showcasing Utah, how we teach political involvement in the correct way, and to have a question from a middle schooler.
And of course, a lot of people, I'm sure, would have liked to have been a part of this whole event, but because of COVID, we know the numbers have been lower, especially with some of those students and other people that were allowed to go inside Kingsbury Hall. Ladd, thank you for that.